Hey guys, I have another coffee cup craft for us. They are called the latte cups. Disney called them that when they were in bags, I guess, or something. It's a little weird because they're not latte cups, but not really sure why they named them that. But that's irrelevant because I love these little coffee cups. I just think they're so cute. So I decided to make a little Dalmatian one. And I just thought you'd like them. I picked this one up from Last Mango Pins. She's an amazing whatnot seller. And, you know, Life with Disney actually helped me complete my actual collection of these. I have the whole set and they helped me complete the whole set. So please check out both of those sellers. They also have IG accounts. So if you want to follow them on IG, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. They're just amazing people and really good people, very honest. Will also make sure you have good prices on everything. And they have had these multiple different times. And so, anyway, I just think they're amazing. Follow them. Don't forget, you can always purchase my things through, if I have them available, through Whatnot or through direct messaging. Thanks for being here, guys. I just appreciate you. And comment, like, subscribe, all the things. You know, it really helps me out if you do, and if not, that's okay too. I appreciate that you're here. So you have an excellent day. Thanks so much for being here, and enjoy this little craft. Hey guys, I don't have a fake one of this one, but as I showed you in the other video for Olaf, they tend to be whiter, one, and the colors tend to be different. Like this is a real red. Like this, the collar is definitely a red. Whereas on the fake one, I want to say it's almost like a burgundy, as well as the little name tag. The name tag is also, you know, has a gold, like a goldenrod looking color, as opposed to on the fake one, I think it looks almost like orange, I think. I could be wrong, but about the name tag, but I know that the band on the fake one looks kind of like a burgundy. Anyway, here is our pen. I'm excited to make this for you. Super fun. I just love making these little coffee. I love Starbucks, even though I don't drink coffee. I love Starbucks. I used to go there and study, and I don't know, I just have a thing for Starbucks. So I took this real red and I ran it through this embossing folder called Merry Melody. It's a 3D embossing folder, and it adds all this great texture onto your paper. So what I need to do though is I need to cut this down to 4x4. So that, cause that's the shape of our frame. Our frame is 4x4. Let's go ahead and trim off a little here. Yeah, let's trim off a little here, cause I'm trying to make sure that I have the most number of notes, cause there's some spots of the folder that are a little, have less notes. And so I like the maximum number of notes. So I want that. Yeah, because the thing will be right there. Yeah, so we'll cut it right here. 4x4. Okay, yeah, 4x4. And this, I love this paper trimmer. If you guys need a paper trimmer, Stampin' Up's paper trimmer is amazing. It's very compact, but it also will open up. You can buy supplies at fabulousstamper.com. I don't have that embossing folder, but you know, you can buy any of the paper. You can buy the cutter. You can also buy the machine that can emboss. You can buy a lot of different stuff, as well as the blending brush that we're going to be using on this. Now, I love the music notes, but they're a little too plain. We need them to have a little bit more texture. So I'm going to go ahead and get my blending brush out and take and add some black to it. I really liked how the black looked when I shaded it for a different project. So you don't want to push right down onto your project, because see how it makes this thumbprint? You always want to start on the outside and then move toward whatever you're shading, because you'll often get that little thumbprint if you don't. And so always start off and move in. And so Even if you want to go in circles, same thing. Start off and move in. I just love how when you add this black, it just adds such a deep, rich color. You know, it just adds a depth to those notes in there. And I just think it really, you know, it just creates a better project, you know. And so you don't have to go too crazy because you don't want it to be a black piece of paper, but you definitely don't want it to be white or plain. So here is one that has been unshaded. And here's one that's been shaded. A very big difference in the two. Okay, so now that we have our base, we have to actually assemble our craft because we have to make sure that it's gonna line up within the frame. So you need to have the frame because we need to make sure that all the elements that we put within it are gonna line up because, you know, there's a lip. Part of this edging is covered up by the frame. So you got to make sure it's all aligned. And then we're going to go ahead and use a piece of just a piece of cardboard in between here. Make sure your piece of cardboard is not the full 4 inches per se, but pretty close. This helps stabilize and give a stiffness to the front, as well as, you know, be a safe spot for your pin to go through. You know, you want it to go through something like foam or cardboard. Foam is kind of expensive, so I'm using cardboard. And if I don't have the cardboard in here across the whole thing, what'll happen is it'll create like this little bubble. And the bubble will, it'll just look funny and off. So that's our base. Then what I decided to do is I decided to take a little black glimmer paper, and I took my heart punch. Now we don't make this heart punch anymore, but you can probably find it from some of my friends. I'll put their names on the screen. They may have an extra one of these. It came with 2 heart punches, and this is the clean edge. It also came with the scalloped edge one too. And so we're gonna go ahead and just cut off this exit here, cut a couple more little circles. And this is a 3/4 inch circle punch. We no longer sell it at Stampin' Up, but it is a general circle punch that you should be able to find somewhere. We used to sell it, but not anymore. They stopped selling certain products at some points because it's not like financially feasible. You know, when Walmart has it for $5, granted, it might not be the same quality. No one's going to pay $15 for something they can buy at Walmart that's pretty decent, comparability, you know, that it's similar. So that's where, you know, it's kind of a tricky balance when you're running a business. Like, how do you balance you want to make sure you have products, but then making sure you have enough profit, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and make my dimensionals, and I'm going to put them all across the back of this little heart. Oh, I need to trim this heart. So for this heart, I just trimmed the edge. This is our paw. And I just rounded it. Just with freehand. I didn't even make it that fancy, you know. Because I just need it to be to give the hint. And, you know, part of the latte or the coffee cup is going to cover that anyway. So I'm just so excited to craft with these. And then we're going to center this. Yep, that looks about right. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of the little toe beans. And I didn't try to shape the toe beans better because that was going to be really difficult. I figured this was good enough. You know, the circles were close enough to give you the hint of what you needed, because trying to get the toe beans all centered so perfectly and the same oval shape was going to be pretty rough. So but the circles are pretty good. I think the circles are a good compromise. Yep, there we go. This is a pretty fast one. I think the hardest part is the stamping, and I'll show you why in a moment. Nope, I want this a little further up, like that. Luckily, I haven't pressed them down too hard. I can still adjust them a little. There we go. There we go. That looks good. And then for our sentiment is the hardest part. I have a backup one here that I cut out ahead of time. Oh, this one's a little too big. This one's a little too big. It needs to be smaller. We'll get the trimmer again. Let's go ahead and cut one. Let's just cut one. So 1 3/4. It's the reason why I have backups on backups. So let's make sure everything is straight, because earlier my paper was not straight. I had to trim it. So it's going to be 1 3/4 inch wide. It's the reason why this is challenging is because of how small the label is. It just makes it very difficult. So let's go ahead and let's put down our sticky note paper. And let's press it down nice and hard so that it doesn't move on us. So I have 3/4 inch wide by 1 3/4 inch, or 1 3/4 inch long by 3/4 inch in height. Or I don't know if I said that right. Hopefully you guys get it. This side is 1 3/4 and this is 3/4 inch. Oh gosh, you made that very difficult, Jennifer. So it's just very tricky getting the right size of label for this. That was the hardest part that I found. So hopefully, I don't have to do this more than once, hopefully, before I ink this up. So I took, this stamp comes from the Press On stamp set. And it's no longer available. You can't buy it anymore, but it's sure dang cute. And I just love it. So we're using this sentiment. So the shape of this particular stamp was not square cut. And you can see that here. See how it's very rounded? And so it was kind of hard for me to see this, where exactly this words were. And so I was having a little bit of a trouble getting the stamp perfectly centered. So I trimmed with my rubber stamp all across the top, or with my scissors here, I trimmed all across the top to make sure it was a full, not full square, but as square as I could make it. And now we're going to align that square aspect to this label. This is, like I said, the trickiest part. And so I have to put my head, sorry if my head gets in. Oh, please be centered. Oh, good. That was hard. I was just holding my breath because it's really challenging to get it on such a small label and not go outside the lines and also keep it proportionate to the top and bottom. And so we did it. Perfect. So happy because that had me worried. So now all we do is we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of this and pop this down. Oh, I just made a mess. It's because I'm rushing. All right. And we're going to go ahead and I put it off to the side here in the corner because I wanted it to be, I liked how it looked when it was a little off center as opposed to being right, everything centered across the top. That's just my personal preference. Then I took our glue dots. Now these glue dots are from Amazon, and they're really large. They're like, I don't know, I think they're like, they look like they're 1/2 inch. I think they're 1/2 inch because they're pretty big, or 3/4 of an inch. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm putting one right at the base of my latte cup and putting one down at the bottom as well to hold it in place. One, it's going to keep it from rolling it around, and two, it's also going to help make sure that we keep it just from spinning. It'll even just spin around if I'm not careful. All right, so let's get this centered. That looks pretty good. Move the glue dots a little bit, and then I'll press it, really press it down to get it affixed. So let's get it totally in there. Let's make sure. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure the glue dot was like completely pressed against the glimmer paper. I don't think it's going anywhere. So it's sticking on there really well, but it's so cute, right? I mean, I just think it's a sweet little craft. Definitely something you'd want to put on your desk for a Dalmatian lover. And so I figured that someone who loves Dalmatians would probably want something like this on their desk. So yeah. So that is our craft for today. Sorry for the messy desk today, you guys. I was kind of rushing to get this done. So I appreciate you being here. Thanks for checking this out. Remember, I sell my crafts on Whatnot, or direct message me. I'll see what I have available to help you out. I hope you guys like this. You know, comment, like, subscribe, all the things. And thanks for being here, you guys. Just thanks for being here. All right, have a great day. Thanks. Bye.